do. Okay. Y'all are being punks. Oh, my silver is real. 'Cause I'm rich. Good morning, Bumcrack. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Joanna. Check the link. What do we got? Yeah. I can't believe they can get away with that. It is, if you try to do that in America, of course that's in America. I don't know how they get away with it. It's very illegal to make fake American currency. If I try to do something like that, I'd wind up in the federal penitentiary. Hey, Cyber, what's going on? Julie, hi, Julie. Hey, Mark, how you doing, Mark? Mark. Do. Welcome to the show, the one-man show. Yeah. If you would like to join the show's chat, here's the link. Just jump on in and we'll do some chatting. Hellfire, Sadie. So, it's not fake, it's fiat. There's a difference. It's still worth money because people have faith in it. That's right. Like it or not. Man, silver and gold took a pounding on the markets yesterday and then overnight. Silver's dropped like $2 an ounce. Backed by air. Yeah, it is. It's backed by the faith of the people of the United States of America and people around the world. Why they have faith in it, I don't know. Where are all the hearts going up? What? No, I don't. I am selling a few pieces of silver, not very many, because their premium value is way more than what I paid originally. Good grief. How do they friggin' get away with that? Is that eBay Europe or eBay Worldwide? Hey, bum crack. Bum crack. I check the gold and silver prices 4 or 5 times a day. I don't know why. Just Like to keep an eye on things. What is the old saying? Cyber, a fool and his money are soon parted. Were the coins coming straight from China? They would have to be, because you can't do that in America. You can't sell a fake coin. Bitcoin is, got to look at Bitcoin. Um, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Today it's down 2.25%. Well, so it was up around 30 and now it's 26,400. Bitcoin. Oh, there's the elder statesman.
Good morning.
Hi, Tom.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's the only way those fake coins could be sold in America. I couldn't sell them. You couldn't sell them in Great Britain.
You talking about the ones on Temu?
Well, there was some on Temu, and then Cyber was saying people were paying like $100 for a Morgan silver dollar on eBay. Like, well, those idiots.
Are they saying they're silver, or they just say silver as in color, or silver as in the materials they made out of? I know implications can be one thing, but good morning, Cyber. Uh, but they're going to say, well, I didn't say it was pure silver or sterling, or was it 295 or
This is a real Morgan, in case you were wondering what one is supposed to be.
lay down or move.
But man,
Hey, bum crack.
I don't. Even if you did sell some Morgans for a high price, would you not eventually you're going to realize that's fake, either when you take it to sell it or whatever. And then what happens?
See, it's just my opinion, and y'all know I have many. When you list a coin, there should be something that you have to click saying it's real silver or real gold, or what. You just can't say shouldn't be able to list anything unless you're being specific about what it is. So you're not implying that it's silver, it's sterling, and it's not even silver. Period. It's plastic or some sort of pop metal with a silver finish on it.
I should order one of those cheap ones on Temu just to see, just to compare and see what it's like.
Good morning, Joanna. Let me do a public service announcement right here.
Okay.
Bridget, if you're listening, I know you're not doing except riding down the interstate on your way to Disneyland. Take that iPhone you have and log in. If it will not log in, then you need to throw it out the damn window and get you an Android. You're not working. You're just riding on your way to the happiest place on earth. So there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Rant over.
Yeah, she's posted a couple of things about the beautiful red flowers wildflowers we have in our medians and whatnot. And so there. I'm calling you out, girlfriend.
I don't think she's on the way down there. I think Maggie was like yesterday, and Georgia
No,
was
they're
just
on their
coming.
way down now. Haven't you looked at Facebook?
Oh, that are they? No, I
Yeah.
guess not.
Yeah, they're going to try and hook up. Well, not hook up. Not hook up, hook up. They're going to try to have a meet up at some point. There's a Bucky's. There's a Bucky's in Georgia. Anywho, sorry.
Azure, Azure Blue.
That might be a good video, Todd.
Oh, it's just, yeah. I don't really want to buy one just because I know it's fake, but I want to buy one just because I know it's fake. But
They keep since I've placed an order with them, I keep getting all these discount coupons. Maybe I'll use a discount coupon and order one because they're only like $4.
Julie says if she's going down 95, she won't get to Georgia's Bucky. Georgia.
No, no
Bucky's.
they're coming down through North Carolina, so I'm assuming they're coming down through the Charlotte way. That's the way they did last time.
So what else is going on?
Excuse me. That was rude as hell. Well, it just kind of jumped. Okay. A special edition antique silver dollar, 28 years American Morgan coin, $2.48.
Yep.
A great collectible. No.
No, it's not.
Antique silver. That's the finish on them.
This is a great collectible. What they're selling is not. Is not. Anyway.
They're all $2.48. Here's a 1 ounce fine silver bullion bar, $1.98.
Hey, Cyber, you got any of these? They are the 50-pound.
Yeah, special edition, Mr. Sading. Todd, and any of you other coin collectors out there, since Charles III is now on the throne, have you seen any notice about? Have you seen anything? Have you noticed any price increase on any of the coins that was minted through Queen Elizabeth era, and they were actually, have her likeness on it, but also was actually produced during her reign? You get what I'm asking?
Yeah, I don't think so, Tom, because her face is on more coins than any other person in history. More variety of coins, especially. Now, Abraham Lincoln is the highest total coins because his likeness is on the American penny. But this is It's the Queen's 90th birthday coin. Silver proof crown. Proof coin. But yeah, she was monarch so long and monarch over so many countries. I mean, her face is on all the Canadian coinage. Her face is on all the Australian coinage. Her face is on all the New Zealand coinage. Her face is on all the on and on and on. A lot of the India, before India became its own country, her face was on coins from India. South Africa, I think.
Yeah.
Or were they?
Well, this thing I was watching said that they, just because she's passed on, and he's now king, they won't, they just won't start reprinting and replacing money. As bills need to be replaced, and they do a new printing, then they'll start working his image into circulation, but not just pulling all the £5 notes and replacing them with his. That's pretty. What is that?
This one was made by the Royal Mint. It's that same coin.
Oh, okay.
It was made by the Royal Mint of Canada, right? Let's see. No, United Kingdom Royal Mint.
Now, is that from your collection, or is that some that you've reselling? Or
those came out in 2015, and the deal with that one, it cost £50.
Take the trash out.
And it was
get a haircut.
It was guaranteed to always be. You could spend it if you wanted to and get £50. It would never be worth less than £50. Of course, the pound has gotten inflated since 2015 also.
Right.
You haven't seen any of Charles on it yet? I got some Charles coins coming.
I'm sure there'll be some coronation coins out there.
Some new Britannias. Anyway.
Good morning, Miss Carrie.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Tar. Oh, it's going good. Good. We're sitting
another day on the right side of the dirt, so it's got to be all right.
Yeah. Anytime you can get out of bed is a good day. Anytime you wake up is a good day.
There you go.
So, yeah, some economic news came out in China that they were having struggles with their economies. So,
really? I think I heard that before too. Like they were having some problems
with their economy.
China.
Yeah.
Why?
I know why. Same reason diesel prices are going down. If you notice, diesel prices. I mean, I'm sensitive to it because I have 3 diesel trucks, but diesel prices are dropping, and it's not because of production. It's because of demand for diesel. And the reason there's lower demand for diesel isn't that truckers decided, you know what? Hell, I think I'm going to take the kids fishing this week instead of going driving stuff around. It's because of demand for products. The goods, the stores that are requiring trucked in goods, their demand is dropping. So you got truckers have less jobs or less loads to haul. Right. So since most of that stuff all comes from China, do the math.
Oh, yeah, true that.
Well, that's just it. People are, they can't sell those dollar pieces of plastic at Dollar Tree because people are not buying them.
No.
So,
people are buying. I mean, they'll be buying food.
Well, Dollar Tree isn't it $1.25 now or something?
They still have dollar stuff, but
Oh, I rarely go in a Dollar Tree. Once in a while, Brandon makes me go in one, but I rarely go in one.
So
I've
because
noticed that some of the
silver is
some things
seen,
that I buy regularly, foods at the grocery store, I've noticed they've actually rolled back a little bit on prices, and I'm assuming again it's because people stop buying this stuff. Eventually, good old supply and demand from evil capitalism kicks in, and when people ain't buying stuff, either the company's got to go out of business or the price comes down.
What were you going to say,
so
Todd?
well, I was just going to say because silver is seen as an industrial metal, which it is. It's in all the solar panels. Silver is in all the tons of medical applications.
Yeah.
So because China's going to have a slowdown in economy, they're going to use less silver. So silver took a beating yesterday and during the night on the
Oh,
price.
really?
Yeah. It dropped from $26 to about 24.
I heard. Well, this is a little different subject, but I was just looking at an article. I mean, that said that Michael Jordan's going to end his relationship with Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Cyber. I mean, if look, here's a real Chinese silver coin. If China can make real silver coins, why make the fake stuff, you know? It's like,
Well, I suppose they get it though. They sell them cheap, and then they.
it just doesn't make any sense. Well, it does. I mean, the people selling them are making, they're probably making as much per coin at $2.50 a piece as the Chinese mint
Yeah, but then they ship it for free,
per
and I know
coin.
they have that agreement with them on the postal service. But how the heck do they ship something like that for free, so cheap?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just do.
No, I mean it is amazing. I mean, I guess if you make it up in volume, but if you lose money on every single one, it's kind of hard to make it up in volume. I don't know.
That's not a fake case. Come on. Anyway, it's a PCGS graded coin. So anyway,
Cyber, I have a bad memory. You're in the UK because you said you hadn't gotten any Charles coins in your change yet.
yeah, he lives in southern England, southern Great Britain.
Did you go to the
But
coronation?
you know, honestly, like those fake coins, what are they like? $3 free shipping. Okay, they look shiny in that. You go buy about a bunch of them and go dump them at your local auction house. I bet you'd make money on them. Would it be totally shitty? Yeah.
What are they?
Like those fake, they make those repop, like they're not real silver coins, you know. But shoot, they used to have those. They look like a Morgan, but they're made out of copper. I've seen those sell here, and I would buy them for Brandon at the flea market. They're like $3 a piece, and I've seen them here where they're selling for like 18 or 20. I'm thinking, are you people insane? I'm not kidding you. I saw that at Mike's auction. They're,
Oh man.
and I think Elvis was buying them,
Well, okay.
and it ain't the singer, but anyway.
I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. And does he look like okay? Would you put it? Let me. Do you think he's gonna apply at NASA?
So it's just
Oh, tell them about that thing, that chip or whatever you bought.
Yeah. Hey Tom, you were asking about those coins. Could they be fake? Yeah, they absolutely can be fake. I bought some thumb drives off of the. It was either Temu or what was that other one?
Wish.
It's got a 4-letter name. The Chinese.
Wish.
It's got
Wish.
super cheap stuff.
Ooh. Ooh-ah.
No,
Ooh-ah.
no, it's not. Hoo-ha. Anyway, one of these Chinese things that you buy stuff
somebody's
really
selling
cheap
their
off of.
hoo-ha cheap.
Anyway, I bought some thumb drives. They were supposed to be 128 gigabytes, and they sent them. I'm like, I plug them in. I'm like, what is wrong with these things? They're were 128 megabyte, and I went back and checked the ad. It is gigabytes on the thing. There's like no number to contact or nothing. You can email them, but guess what? You never hear nothing. So
Well, that's one of the things about Temu, and I'm not getting this. I don't make any money off of them, but the people that have had to use their customer service said they are very, very quick, and a lot of times they just say, depending on what it is throw it in the trash and they refund your money.
Mm.
Um,
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Sadie. Jim can spot a fake, but he has to do the field test first.
The fake
Yeah.
hoo-ha?
And Democrats.
Okay.
Because you'll have some guy saying, "Oh no, I've always voted Republican, but I don't like this." I can smell it. I can tell when you're lying.
Oh boy.
Glock. I remember when 128 megs was that was high dollar there. Actually, I remember paying like $110 for a 4 megabit RAM chip.
Where did you work, Tom? That's the kind of stuff you make your boss buy.
That was from my own computer.
Yeah, like I said, that's the kind of stuff you make your boss buy. Yeah, I got all my memory upgrades from work. Of course, I worked for my dad too, so I was able to get it through.
Are you kidding? They wouldn't spend $50, $10 for a dadgum RAM. They just didn't have a concept of what is what. So anywho, Todd. Oh, it's not time yet.
What, are you ready to leave? You've had
No. I was. It's not 9:30 yet. Isn't that when your silver forecast is done?
Oh.
Lag. In 1952, a computer that would do the same thing as an abacus filled up a warehouse.
When I was a child, my mom worked for this company, Johnson Controls, and they had a computer room. So let's say this was like 81, 82, somewhere in there. It was like this special room that they had that was just filled with all these big like servers, and they were huge. And it was this glass room, and you had to walk across like this. I think it's like a mat to make it where you don't have static and stuff or whatever. Oh, it's just dirt. Anyway, it was this huge room, looked like something out of Star Trek. I saved it. She did this thing for like a proposal or whatever to the company, to Johnson Controls, which are all over the US, on how the IBM computer could help improve efficiency for the office.
I did an internship in a courthouse. When I would sit there keying in vouchers, that was my job, was keying in these vouchers for the county. I'd sit there at the computer with my cigarette at my terminal, but that computer room with the glass doors and the sticky stuff that you had to walk over to go in there with the tapes that went back and forth and stuff, that's the only room in the courthouse you couldn't smoke in, and the elevator. Yeah. But everywhere else was wide open, boys. Yeah. That was the 1980s.
How a friend of mine worked for a company called Daniels Construction, and they built a new building down in Greenville, South Carolina. It was called the Darth Vader building because it was a big glass, 8-sided, octagon-shaped building. And in the center of it was supposed to be the room for their computer, just their computer. And that thing had to be the size of a high school gymnasium.
Yep, that's like the one of this courthouse was.
By the time the building was finished, computers had gone from this gigantic size down to the size of a banquet table. And so instead of just having the computer in there, which was the original plans, they had to rewire everything because they had all the tape drives and the big industrial hard drives. All that stuff was inside that room. And that was just within a year. So there's your little computer history class.
You remember those? They called them mini computers. they're about the size of two dorm refrigerators stacked up one on top of the other.
Yeah.
It was like one of those mini computers. They were like the first replacements for those huge room-sized computers. They'd roll in this thing on a dolly, and the people at the courthouse, their eyes would just be boggling. It's like, what the hell is that? And those things were replacing those entire big computer systems. It was hilarious, and people just couldn't get their head around it.
You know, these youngsters that's listening, they just don't realize how big and how expensive those damn things were. I mean, they're still expensive, but I mean, like in South Carolina, the University of South Carolina had a big, not a supercomputer, but getting up there.
Well,
And
look at
all the universities in South Carolina, they would run when they would have designated times that they could run stuff. And so, you know, like from Clemson, the programmers there would do stuff, and it would send to Columbia, run through that computer, and then bounce back the results to them. And now, of course, we've got my computer sitting on my desk is smarter than the one that they had back in them days.
Well, Mr. Sadie said how he paid $3,000 for a projection TV. I used to work for those thoroughbred people, and they had one of those. It's like, let's say, mid-90s projection TV, and I think it was a 55-inch screen. And it was like, wow, that's really something.
You got dim
Wow.
lights, you can
Yeah,
see
that's
it.
amazing. That huge TV. Who could ever afford that? Wow. I mean, and now when we bought that 65-inch, was it $500? I don't even remember. It was on sale.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I guess it was like It was came to $500 by the time you did the tax.
I mean, it is amazing. And back then, I mean, yeah, that was like a $2,500, $3,000 TV.
Lord, Walmart had 70-inch ones for $5.99.
What? Oh no, we were ripped off.
Yeah,
I'm taking
dude,
it
you got
back.
Well, we did debate between the 65 and 70 because I'm like, well, Jim, because when you look at them at the Walmart wall, they don't look that big. I don't know why. I'm like, well, we should probably just go the 5 inches. For whatever reason, we got the 65. Of course, we were carrying it through the door, and my TV, this antique buffet, it just is enough room. I don't think we could have set a 70
In the
inch on there.
1860s, when they built our house, they didn't figure on TVs being that big.
Well, you could have mounted it against the wall.
I know. I didn't want to mount it on the wall.
So, Todd.
Well, yeah, but Tom, no. In the 1860s, they only put so much walls inside. I mean, it's every room in here is like maybe 10 by 12. I mean, there are no large rooms, like no great, and all the walls are load bearing. So I mean, it's not like you can rip stuff out. I mean, you'd have to go build a new house to make bigger rooms.
Build your computer. I mean, build your new family room on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we thought about it.
You know, it's not going to be too much longer before
yeah.
Brandon's going to be bringing home the ladies, you know. And
well, they ain't moving in the house with us. He can go get his own house and move the ladies. He can have his own house and move the ladies in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I said no girls in the hot tub either. That's one of my rules.
You, Tara, you know you're going to be one of those mothers that your only son is going to have to live at home with you, and your.
No, he can live on his own, and he's not moving.
Married, she's got.
I mean, I love my son, but I'm not having him move his whole family in with me.
You know, because that's an Asian thing. That you know, the oldest son is supposed to live with their parents and take care of them in their old age.
He can take care of me, but he don't have to live with me.
No.
Send you, and the daughter-in-law is supposed to send you a stipend every month.
Yeah, sure.
An allowance.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works that way.
I told my daughter-in-law about that, and she just kind of laughed and she said, "Don't hold your breath."
I think there's a genetic thing that when you turn about between 16 and 18, as a male, you turn into such a pain in the ass that your parents are ready to let you go. I think because otherwise, you know, you're their kid and they love you and they keep you forever. But I think it is something genetic. You become such a pain in the, at least with me, I became such a pain in the ass. They weren't sorry to see me go. I can tell you that.
Has he grown out of that yet, Tara?
No, he's still a pain in the ass.
I couldn't live with my mom. I could tell you that.
You know what? If my parents had, or my mother or my in-laws had to live with us because whatever reason, I could make it work.
I could have lived. Yeah, Tara's mom. I could have definitely lived with Tara's mom. We got along pretty good. My mom, no, and she didn't get along with my mom either.
Todd,
Your mom.
Oh yeah, my mom.
Are you getting stipend checks from your daughter-in-laws? No, you only got one daughter-in-law, don't you?
We don't have it. Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
he
do.
does. Yeah.
They got a kid.
I forget he
It's
had.
my
I
grandchild.
forgot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget he has kids that are older than Brandon. That's family number one, and since I'm family number two, I don't always think like that.
That's right. You need to,
Poor Tara. You're on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Tori. You need to tell that daughter-in-law she's supposed to be sending you a little allowance every month.
Yeah, I'm not blood related to him though, so I don't get shit.
Well, it still goes to it's for y'all, not really just you. But
Oh, well, what about the one that's actually the boy's mother? Wouldn't she get it before me?
Oh,
no, her other sons. That's the reason they like to have
No,
sons.
she didn't have any other kids. Those are Jim's first wife only had 2 kids, and they're both with Jim.
Because see, there's the daughter-in-law supposed to come over and clean your house and cook for you and take care
Well,
of
she
it.
lives 700 miles north of us.
Well,
so.
you know that then you just got to tell them.
No, I don't want people digging around in my house. Thank you very much. We were okay. This is kind of a funny story. They were down here, and Jim has this oil painting that he got from his dad. It was his dad's. Anyway, it's this oil painting of a naked lady. Not to sound weird or anything, but it's from his dad.
Human form. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
it's tasteful. So anyway, it used to hang in our bedroom till we got a different bed, and then we had to change the bed around, and it doesn't work up there because of the headboard would block it. So his son comes back down, and he comes downstairs. He goes, "What happened to the inheritance?" Because that's what Jim calls it. He's like, "Well, that was my inheritance from my dad." What happened to the inheritance? I'm thinking, what the hell is that supposed to mean? What happened to the inheritance? Well, he's talking about this oil painting. I'm like, uh-oh, looks like the oldest boy is looking for grandpa's oil painting.
I might let him have it after I'm dead, but he's not getting it while I'm living.
What, did you ever hang Uncle Hezekiah?
Yeah, he's upstairs.
He's up on in the stairwell.
There's like a landing when you go. We were living in this 2-story farmhouse, but there's a landing upstairs, and then you have the doors for the bedrooms. He's up there when you walk up the steps in the landing.
Does Jim close his eyes when he walks past him?
No, he's not scared of it because he has me to protect him now.
Well, because there's other people in the house. I would come down here for a year. This house was empty while I was moving stuff down here. And I'd stay down here for like 4 days or whatever with this painting staring at me. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. The thing, every time I turn a corner, I see that painting. It scares the hell out of me.
Did you ever hear the story when Jim's truck broke down? So he comes down here, his truck's breaking down, the drive shaft or the carrier bearing goes out, and he gets it. He limps it here. I have a friend down here who takes him in town for the parts. But he's so stressed out and so freaked out. He had his Wisconsin cell phone that had no signal here. When he was here, he was so freaked out he went and bought a track phone at Walmart so he could call home to talk to me about it because he was on this island by himself trying to figure this out. He's like, I just need somebody to talk to.
So, Todd, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, it don't matter. We're just talking. So, yeah, went to the rummage sale yesterday.
Did you find anything good?
Not too much. Got some Birkenstocks. They're a little worn, but for $3 for Birkenstocks,
Oh, yeah.
they sell good. Bought some,
How much do you get for used Birkenstocks?
I don't know, like 30.
Oh, that's
Really?
Oh, nasty. I mean, Birkenstocks. That's like a sandal shoe, and it's like your foot oil and stuff you get
they
in
make
there.
shoes
Oh,
too.
man.
That's how you know they're good. You
I
get
mean,
all
I'm not saying I never wore a shoe, but I don't know if I do a used Birkenstock. But yeah, I mean, if they
but
sell
I'd
it,
sell one.
that's awesome.
Is that an ashtray?
Looks like her
Delft.
cigar.
I think it is an ashtray, but I'm not positive.
I think Tara's right. That's probably a cigar ashtray.
It's called a. Well, there were lots of guesses at the rummage sale yesterday too. Some people were saying, "Oh, I thought it was like a spoon holder. You know, you put on the oven." And
Oh
set
yeah, that's true because it only has that one single thing. It could be a spoon holder.
What is the image on it?
It's a windmill.
This is made in Delft, made in Holland, the Netherlands.
It sort of looks like a Florida airboat.
That's a Holland windmill, doofus.
Yeah, okay, I know, but when I first looked at it, I thought it was one of the airboats from Florida.
Oh yeah, I can see the alligator in the water. You're right, Tom.
Yeah, and the fan, the blades.
It is an
look like-
airboat. You were right.
See, that looks
One
like
of those
one too.
Holland airboats.
I don't know. Those were $2 each. I think they sell for maybe.
Well, that's
15,
funny. There's a whole
20.
set of them like that. If they're spoon holders, how many spoon holders would you have?
I know.
One for every person.
I guess. But
I
usually
mean-
spoon holders are on the stove when you're stirring stuff, not.
No, maybe they're at your tape. Maybe you're.
Mm.
Oh,
The
I
smart
don't know.
aleck ladies say, I don't know. You buy it, you use it for whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that answer.
It's whatever you want it to be. You're buying it. Okay.
You can call me whatever
Nice
name you
diver.
want. Hey, how about those snuff holders or those horsehoof snuff things?
Oh yeah, but you never will find one of those. Those go
We saw some
expensive.
at auction.
Yeah, but they sold for like $200.
Yeah, I mean, if you got them cheap at like
Yeah.
garage
They
sales,
make a snuff box. It will be an actual horse's hoof. They did them like 1860, 1880. A lot of times they'll be like a racehorse or something like that, or a sentimental horse that somebody owned. They take this hoof off a dead horse, and it'll be hollowed out on the inside, and then they put like a silver cap on top of it, and then they make it into like a snuff jar.
But if you see one, it's gross, but you buy it. I mean, because they're money. I mean, what are they? $200-300?
No.
Yeah. So if you see one like at a garage sale, if you see a horse's hoof that it looks like it's a snuff container, it'll have some embellishments on it, like brass or
No, usually
silver.
a lot of times there's silver on the
Yeah.
top.
Well, whatever. They'll have some embellishments on it. You grab that horse hoof.
What else you get, Todd?
That was it. Just the little Delft things and a pair of Birkenstocks. But I mean,
Dang.
that's why I go to, I go to the rummage sale every week. I almost never leave with nothing, but most times, I mean, they've got thousands of things to buy.
Yeah, you never know what will show up.
But
I was walking around my thrift store a couple weeks ago, and I bought a jacket for $2. It says vintage like Ford Colby Shelby jacket, and I got $150 for it.
so Night Nurse thinks this is a. By the way, hi, Night Nurse. She thinks it's an ashtray also, so
Mm.
it probably is. I don't know.
There's probably a set of dishes that goes along with that, and that's what you're supposed to sit a spoon on or something, a butter dish or something.
Maybe it's for in the old days when the men would retire after dinner to go have, cigars and bourbon or something.
That wouldn't have been in a man's study. That's a little
What?
bit too girls.
Men love windmills.
Yeah, but it would have been it would have been a little bit more manly. That's a little.
Naked lady in front of a windmill.
Yeah, that's
No.
right. The naked lady would have been in the bottom of it
Oh,
or
okay.
standing by it.
You put a horse or a naked lady on something, it triples its value.
There you go.
Uh,
So
Night Nurse says that's a formal China ashtray.
yeah. So I got this bag all packed up, ready to go. And then I looked down at the floor. Oh, there's the strap for it.
Uh-oh.
So got to reprint the label and repack it. That's always fun when I do that. I do that often. I'm like,
Yeah, I do it too, except I get a message like 4 days later, hey, my thing came, but it's missing whatever. And then I go look, I'm like, damn it.
yeah, or I do that a lot with like an electronic item. I'll get it all packed up, and a lot of them are kind of hard to pack. And then you look down, and there's the owner's manual sitting there on the floor next to your packing table. Ugh.
We had a little guy, it's kind of like a transformer, but it was for that
Cyber.
movie Independence Day, where you have the creepy looking alien guys at the end of the movie, the
Oh, yeah,
aliens
yeah.
are anyway, he shot a dart. His little spaceship shot a dart, and then when the guy got it, he says, "My dart's missing." So I will go out and look through the container it was in. I took everything out, looked, it wasn't in there or whatever. I can't find dirt. Anyway, I gave him a partial refund or whatever. He's like, all right, well, it's all good. And then about, I don't know, a month later, I'm vacuuming in the living room. I see this thing up against the wall. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, it's that damn dirt. So I must have dropped it when I was handling it. It rolled off into the corner of the room.
I'm surprised they didn't recall it because it's got a projectile, put somebody's eye out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard plastic too. I mean, it's perfect.
Well, what year was Independence Day? It's got to be like 94.
Well, they were already doing that stuff back then, though. I don't know how they did it, but I mean, yeah, you can shoot somebody in the eye, probably hurt them or swallow it, or.
No, we need to move it on up a little bit because Roberta and I were married when Independence Day came out. So.
Yeah, but it was in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was living on Spruce. It was before, way before I met you. I was with that other family.
You were with the other family, the first family.
That sounds like a movie of the week there.
Independence Day?
First family.
The other family.
Oh, my husband's first family. Lifetime movie. How I survived my husband's first family.
My husband's living two lives. Two wives. Two wives. Two wives.
July the 3rd, 1996.
So I was close. I said 94.
Yeah. But you don't get a cigar.
It's like half those movies too are I want my baby back.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow the person is separated from their baby and they want to get it back. And
no, there's a good many of them because when the only time I had jury duty, they had the TV set on the chick channel, so it was nothing but those kind of movies all day long, and about 5 of the 8 that we saw or listened to was about some bastard having another family.
Oh yeah, Lifetime movies are something.
And then all Christmas, from September through January, they run those a boyfriend for Christmas or a husband for Christmas or some relationship involving with Christmas. Christmas have presents and not tie it in with some kind of romantic relationship or something. Good Lord.
My sister-in-law loves the Hallmark Channel at Christmas time.
Jim's sister does too.
Oh man,
when Jim's dad had that triple bypass and he had some health problems, so then Jim's mom decided I'm not going to get into them, but anyway, Jim's mom decided he can't watch Fox News anymore because it gets him too stressed out, so she'd only let the TV be on Hallmark Channel. But I'd have to sit there with his dad in case something went wrong. He goes, give me that remote, I'm putting Fox News on. I'm like, no. His name was Jim too. I'm like, no, Jim. Diane said, no, it's going to get you stressed out too much. He's like, if I got to watch another Hallmark movie, I'm going to shoot myself in the head.
God dang those things. Did you ever actually cry over a Hallmark movie?
And no, I try not to watch them. I mean, when I was a little girl, I'd cry with like Benji Come Home or Lassie Come Home or something like that. But
Jim used to cry for E.T. and so.
Oh, I get every time we watch Driving Miss Daisy at the very end of it when Miss Daisy's gotten real old and kind of senile, I get teary-eyed. Probably because that's where because I'm headed that direction quick, and I hope
Driving Mr. Tom.
I remember I was about 10 years old. We had this Bell and Hall projector. I used to have fun. My dad would break out the projector, watch all these old home movies or whatever. One time I'm digging around this closet where the projector is. I find this paper bag. It's like a little bit larger than a sandwich bag. It's got like 5 or 6 of these larger reels, but it's 8mm. I'm like, what the hell are these? I've never seen these before.
Oh, there's probably a reason.
Oh boy. There was no sound, but boy, you could tell exactly what was going on.
Why am I losing everything this morning? There you are.
Tom's mumbling again.
Yeah,
Tom,
Mr.
go
Sadie,
take your pill.
Jerry passed back in April.
No, Jerry Springer just died, didn't he? Like a week ago.
Yeah.
Well, it just said April the 27th.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
Oh well, April was like 10 days ago, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, it's the 12th.
Oh, it's the 12th. Okay.
It's numbers. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember numbers, you know.
We're proving senility all over the place.
My uncle had
Are you ready for Christmas yet?
a garage, automotive garage, and he worked on cars and stuff like that. And he, back when Jerry Springer was, in his prime, my uncle would keep that sucker on.
Oh, I
his
love
TV
Jerry
album.
Springer.
Yeah, I love Springer.
And listen to it. Oh, listen to him every day. If he needed a part and he had to run to the parts house to get it, then that it had to wait till after Jerry went off.
Yeah, no, I used to watch a lot of Springer. Actually, I like Springer.
There was an episode called "The Pig Farmer's Wife." My first wife borrowed the tape to her sister, and she taped over it, so I don't have the copy of it, and I can't find it anywhere. You can't find like these one-off episodes. I don't know. He's this pig farmer's in a hot tub with this woman or whatever, and the water's dirt brown. They're eating Cheetos and drinking box wine, and you can tell the water's dirt brown because when the camera's on them, you see the Cheetos when they drop them into the hot tub water. You can only see them for a moment because when they submerge at all into this water, it's like in the dark brown water. The Cheeto disappears. The woman looks like Flo from Alice. Okay, that's his hot date. He's got 3 girls on the line, or this one's a woman. She's in a hot tub with him. He looks like Grizzly Adams, or the guy, or the old guy from Dukes of Hazzard, Jesse, Uncle Jesse, or whatever. So he's in the hot tub with this woman, and then they go cut over to this other scene. We got these 2 women wrestling in the pig mud over the same guy, and these 2 girls are like 20 something, and supposedly all 3 of these women are fighting over the pig farmer. It was the funniest Springer I ever seen, and it got taped over. But anyway, we miss you, Jerry. Rest in peace.
I don't think I've ever watched a Jerry Springer.
Oh, they're funny.
Oh man, it's on that Snoop, or what's it called? The Nosy. There's on those free free streaming things.
Channels.
Yeah, not Roku or any of the TVs have the free channels. There's one called Nosy, and it runs Springer all the time. You haven't lived. You got to check some of them out, especially the old ones.
Wasn't that the one that people always got in fights on stage?
Oh yeah, every time.
Baby mamas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, DNA, tests, and they'd always get in a fight, and you'd have Steve would have to go up there and break it up, and then he had his own spin-off show.
And remember then Maury Povich? Remember the Maury show? Then Maury went straight up. That's all Maury. I quit watching it because it was like all he would ever have.
Yeah, it was just
fraternity.
DNA,
fraternity. It's like, God, if I see another, who's the baby's daddy one? Oh.
Was he? Maury was the one that was in the Medea movie, I believe.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched a Medea movie. Let me see. I've avoided watching the Medea movies, Tom. Hello.
Is that where Tyler Perry dresses up like a woman?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched part of one. I don't know. Maybe it was not a good one, but it didn't make me want to watch anymore.
I think you got to be from the South to really appreciate Medea movies.
Maybe I didn't get the humor or something, but I'm not real bright either.
No.
Probably over my head.
Medea's over your head, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Y'all got any? So we're loading up my mother-in-law and Gwen, and we're gonna go halfway to Dallas to meet the boys and have a meal.
Oh. Well, how far is Dallas from you?
Dallas about 2-hour drive.
Oh.
So we're gonna meet about halfway in a big town called Waxahachie,
Mm.
Oh.
and they got some pretty cool downtown old buildings converted into restaurants and such.
I know somebody that has horses that lives in Pilot Point, which I think is north of Dallas.
Yeah.
I've only ever really been out in West Texas, like out when you're going out towards like Nevada and New Mexico and Arizona and stuff.
Y'all needed to go to a dude ranch for vacation one time
Why?
because y'all like the horses. Some friends of
I'm
ours,
not into that
they
kind
went
of
one
horse.
time and then they were obsessed with dude ranches for like 4 years in a row.
Yeah, they
went
used to
back
make
out.
remember Billy Crystal was making those movies? What the hell
Yeah.
are they called?
They made a lot of adult dude ranch.
City Slickers.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's not for me.
No, that was a fad for a while there. It was like they had like it was all those whatever those companies that make adult movies were. They'd have a whole bunch of those. It was like half of them were like these dude ranches. It's
Okay.
like, what's their fixation with dude ranches?
No, because they lived in the city and they moved from Florida to Charlotte and they always lived in the city, and so they learned to ride. And Chris would get up early in the morning and ride certain areas of the ranch with the staff, because they were out fixing fences or checking fences and whatnot. And I'm thinking, damn.
Yeah, they put you to work. You pay them, and then you work for them. Well, if I want to fix fences and do stuff like that, I can do that around here.
That's exactly it. I can drive about an hour south of here, and there's a farm down there that's got more animals on it than the National Zoo does, and fix fences and do all that kind of stuff. That's not my style of vacation.
No. I mean, I like horses, but I'd rather go ride a show horse than some quarter horse out across the range.
Give me
Yeah, that's not my. And God bless my brother and his family because they love those horses, and I like to ride too. But I want to. Fortunately, I'm not wealthy enough to walk out to or take my four-wheeler out to the barn, and Jorge has my horse saddled ready for me to step on.
Yeah, well, grooms are expensive. They don't work for nothing.
Horses are expensive, and they
Yeah.
require a lot of money. They cannot stay out in the
Really?
pasture all the time.
Really?
You don't have.
Yep, Jim, you knew what you were marrying into.
You don't have stables, or do you even have any horses now?
I have
We're down to 4.
I have 4 old naggy horses.
But now she's hooked up with a place where they got like 70.
No, they have like 95.
Oh, okay. Whoops, my bad. Good Christ.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you think that isn't default? You get a big horse farm.
Jim's got 5 old nags walking around this farm.
Yeah. Well, Jim didn't want horses, but if he wanted to stay with me, I'd accept it.
I did find somebody to take one of our cats though, so that's good, and its babies.
Charlie, when are you going to get you a show horse?
I tried to buy one this winter, but it just went a little higher than what I had for discretionary money. I will.
You want me to tell my sister-in-law that if she hears of somebody wanting to get rid of one, that
Yeah, you got one that's like a rescue that's out like ring bone or something.
No, I don't want anything like
she don't
that.
do that kind. She don't do that kind of crap. If I said if you hear of a show horse, that's because people just apparently just give up, especially around here. Just it's like I'm tired of it, or their kid is, she's got to be a teenager and she's more after the boys than she is a horse, and they're getting rid of the horses, and because they've helped place a bunch of them. But I'll let her know that if she comes across a show horse, I'll give her your contact information and you can y'all can discuss it.
Well, it's gotta be a saddlebred.
So that's all they do. They don't do they do saddlebred. They don't do any of the English kind of stuff.
Saddlebred is English.
Okay, well,
Oh, well, now
whatever.
you're getting. Oh,
You're getting too technical here now. I
Too
don't know nothing.
technical.
you sound like that person who moderated that Trump thing on CNN.
Okay.
That lady.
They used to have Tennessee Walkers.
Yeah, I don't want one of those either.
Well, they used to have them because when they field trial, they were supposed to have had a really
Yeah.
good gait for for walking, while they're following the dogs and whatnot. Bareback and naked is the only way you ride, Mr. Sadie. Well, I'm glad I don't live near you. Do you have a farm? I know
His son does. His son, I think, does, and I think they have horses over there.
That's right. My brother's got one. I don't know what it is. It's one of the big draft horses. I think that's what they're called. They're not a Clydesdale, but they're big like a Clydesdale.
Like a Belgian or
Percheron?
Yeah, I think it is a Belgian. Anyway, they've been training it. I don't know whether it's a he or she to.
You know how you can tell a boy from a girl?
I know how to, but I've never seen the horse, so I don't know.
You count the holes.
No,
Jesus.
you go walk up behind it. You lift up its tail, and if it has one hole, it's a boy, and if it has
Holes. Yeah.
Okay. As I said, I know how to tell the difference. But anyway, he's been training it to
Well, if it's dark, you might need a flashlight.
Because a little town near them, when they have their Christmas parade, it's like people on horseback and the 4-H'ers and people are leading livestock down the roads and all this kind of stuff.
Well, I'll tell the reason I said that to you about the 2 holes is when I was still up in Wisconsin, I had a friend who had a mare that was in foal. Foal was born. She calls me up. She's all excited. She goes, "Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. It's a filly. I got a girl. It's a filly." I'm like, "Oh, great." She goes, "Can you come over and help me put?" I'm like, "Sure." So I go over there. She's all excited. She finally got a filly. Oh, she's so great. So I go look at it and I pull up its tail. I go, "You got a colt." She goes, "What do you mean I have a colt?" I go, "There's only one hole under its tail. It's a colt." I don't know what she was doing. She was trying to look up, like when they're born, because they're all sucked up. They're like just bony. I mean, they're not like skinny, but they got to get born. So it's not like they got a lot of weight and everything's small. She's trying to look up in its up between its hind legs to see if it had boy parts or girl parts, and she thought it was a girl. I'm like, well, the easiest way to tell is pick up its tail.
So
just
don't ever say that you watch the morning show and don't learn anything, because you just learned how to identify male horses from female horses.
And I do it with people too. I just lift up their tail, and if they got one hole, I know it's a boy.
Boy has a penis, a girl has a vagina. I learned that from Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
How dare you misgender?
Yeah, Roberta said, "How dare you misgender?" All right, it's 10:03. I got to get out of here, Todd. At some point or another, I've got to go to Hickory, North Carolina, to take my son up there for his girlfriend's graduation.
All this crap isn't going to list itself. Dang it.
Yeah, I took photos last night. I got a whole layout of stuff now. I got a list.
I got to repack a bag too and put the strap in.
Did you the guy ended up buying, or the person ended up buying that package you were going back or item that you were going back and forth on yesterday, didn't they? Or was that day before yesterday? They were making offers, you were making counter offers, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They ended up buying that and paying for it, didn't they?
Yeah, it was what was it? Yeah, there's something weird about getting like 4 or 5 offers on the same thing, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, I don't mind haggling. I think it's kind of fun, but
don't do 99 cents on a $100 item.
Yeah, when you're coming down $1 and they're going up $1, it gets kind of old.
Yeah. At least they paid for it. I've been getting a bunch of offers on stuff, and then I make a counter offer, and then that's it. Nobody's haggling.
Yeah, that was that Schrade knife.
Yeah, that's right.
I had it listed for 39 and we finally settled on 32.
You know, I wish Mr. Sadie's one of his granddaughters would listen to this show one morning, because she would probably die.
I don't know if they're old enough to listen to this show.
Because when he says bareback and naked is the only way that that he rides,
Oh boy.
they would
I
probably
feel sorry for the horse.
And all my men were in English leather.
yeah. While he's drinking his
He's here. You see Mr. Sadie come riding up on a horse with all he's got is a can of Michelob Ultra. Watch out.
All right, Todd, I gotta go. I'll see you later. Y'all have a great weekend. Stay out of
All right.
trouble. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye. We're wrapping it up. That's it.
Yeah,